I think it is safe to say many Simmers were so surprised about the Spa Day refresh, including myself, EA of all companies releasing a massive update for a pack for free. Just to confirm exactly how much came in this Spa Day refresh, we got brand new massage tables with additional functions, brand new yoga mats with additional functions, brand new massage chairs with additional functions. This included manicures and pedicures, and also the base game update to nail arts. We got the ability to make money from the Spa Day thingy, making money for giving people massages. It came with 3 new aspirations plus one brand new trade. We got a new class item, we got new swatches for existing items, we got brand new build buy items ranging from decorations but also functionable things like mini fridges. It also came with a meditation cushion. Oh, and we got face masks. So yeah, it came with a lot in the refresh. This refresh came in September 2021, so it's officially been just over a year since we first got a refresh. I personally thought the refresh thing would have been like a once a year thing, but apparently not. We haven't got a new one yet. I'm really hoping we get one in the next quarter, but we're gonna have to wait and see. This is my list of refreshes that I think we desperately need for The Sims 4. It's safe to say that Dine Out is probably considered one of the most tragic Sims 4 packs, and the reason why it's tragic is because it's one of the most requested packs. It's one of the most obviously fun packs. It really just enhances your vanilla gameplay, yet it just falls flat in a lot of ways. This is what I think we need for a Dine Out refresh. Firstly, a family-run restaurant. In The Sims 4 Dine Out, by the way, you have to hire random NPC townies as restaurant employees. You can't hire your family members, and you cannot do it yourself, which defeats the whole point of running your own restaurant. This is something that must come up because it is so requested for Dine Out, like it's unbelievable. Another thing that's been requested, which is very much tied into that, is having a family-owned home restaurant where you can actually do it all at home. In The Sims 2, I believe you could run a restaurant from home. Forgive me if I'm wrong, but I know you could run a shop from home. I don't know exactly how it's going to work from like a coding perspective, if it's even possible, but I would just love the ability to have a family-run restaurant and being able to do it from the comfort of your own home. If it was me personally, I would have a system where you could just lock the door for the household only, or locking the door for restaurateurs only, so that only the household and guests could come in and not people visiting from the restaurant. I don't know how it could code, but for me it just feels so obvious. Another thing I want to see is entertainment. In The Sims 1, by the way, there was a restaurant which had a piano player, and you could actually just sit in the restaurant whilst the piano player was playing. Imagine having instruments tied into Dine Out. You could hire a pianist to come work at your restaurant, and the guests would get a positive moodlet. Maybe the pianist could be really expensive, but if they played the piano well, then guests would enjoy their experience more, and it would be great for, you know, fancy restaurants. Also, maybe the ability to open your own bar in a restaurant, hire a bartender. In that way, you could run your own bar as well as a restaurant, or you could even have not just a piano player, but a guitarist or singer or anything. I just think it would really add to it. As with Spa Day, we also need brand new traits and aspirations. I want an aspiration to be a foodie. I know we kind of already have like foodie in the game, but I want one specific to Dine Out where you want to visit all the restaurants. Because right now the game doesn't really give you any incentive to like try all of the different types of foods. It doesn't give you an incentive to go to different restaurants. If we had an aspiration that was related to going to different restaurants, trying lots of different kinds of foods, I think it would be a fun idea, but also to have another aspiration from the perspective of running and managing your own restaurant, earning a certain amount of money from your restaurant. I just think it makes so much sense. It honestly boggles my mind. Why doesn't it exist? I would also like a trait with this as well. Again, something related to being a foodie, maybe trying lots of different foods. I'm not a video game developer, so I have absolutely no idea exactly what it should be, but I want the Sims team to research what it should be and implement it. The next thing we need is kids stuff, and what I mean by that is specifically toddlers and kids menus. I would like a kids food menu firstly, because I think it would be a fun touch. I also want to see new coding for kids. For example, if you have a noisy kid at a restaurant, it annoys other people in the restaurant, and maybe you could have an adults only restaurant or just something like that. I think it would just make it more in depth. I also think there needs to be toddlers, because did you know that toddlers cannot go to restaurants in The Sims 4 Dine Out, which is literally insane. They literally cannot go. We have high chairs in The Sims 4. It makes so much sense that you should be able to bring a toddler along, but you literally cannot. I do believe that Dine Out should come with a brand new chair that doubles up as a chair for toddlers, so the chair can change into a toddler chair or something, because I just think it makes so much more sense. Like, why can't you bring a toddler with you? Do you know what I mean? Like, why not? What? Sims team, sort it out, please. The next thing I would like is a little bit more CAS. As you can see from my little pack comparison chart, Dine Out has the least amount of CAS compared to any other game pack, which is pretty bad. Only 26 apparently. Obviously, a lot of the CAS relates to being a restaurant worker and having a specific outfit for that, but I would also like to see CAS from the perspective of the person visiting the restaurant. Maybe we could have some outfits inspired by going on a date, for example. I think that would make a lot of sense because there are obviously two sides to Dine Out, which is running and managing your own restaurant and also going to a restaurant. We have the CAS for managing a restaurant being the chef outfit and waitress outfits, but we don't have any outfits to represent like going on a date, making yourself look nice. I would like to see a more glamorous side of CAS with this pack. And the next most important thing is just coding changes. Clearly Dine Out needs a massive coding overhaul. I actually did a let's play a while ago where I tested to see if Dine Out was still broken. Granted, it wasn't that broken, but it only works if I played it in speed 1 mode, and even though it didn't have many bugs, I had massive bugs with employees not doing what they were supposed to do. I also had an issue with an employee not turning up. The reason why is because I actually employed an NPC who shouldn't have been employable because I had a special role in the game and it glitched it out, and I feel like it was just like a random oversight that if I could detect that as a player, EA themselves should also be able to detect it as a developer. Do you know what I mean? So I think there needs to be a lot of coding changes to the way Dine Out works. I'm also open to it being a more scripted event. The Sims 4 is very open in that you can go off and do what you want, but I honestly wouldn't have an issue with Dine Out being a lot more scripted in that you have a lot less control as a player in order to make sure the bugs and glitches didn't happen. And I know that goes against the conduct of The Sims 4 being an open game, but if we could just have those scripted events that were forced in a specific path, I genuinely would not mind that if it meant it was a glitch-free experience. Outdoor Retreat. Outdoor Retreat is the first game pack for The Sims 4 and probably the worst game pack in terms of features. Like, you basically just can't do anything. Like, you can do random things like you can stargaze, that you can like collect herbs, but like, what is the point? So the first thing I would like is for Granite Falls to be livable. The Sims 4 has been updated with the Vacation Anywhere feature, which means you can go on vacation in any world, including residential worlds. There is no reason for the vacation worlds to remain as vacation worlds, therefore Granite Falls should be livable. Especially since we received the off the grid trait, I think it would be such a cool idea to have your Sims live off the grid as a challenge. We know we have that already with Island Living. It also is integrated with Eco Lifestyle quite well. I just think it would make so much sense to have a Sim, you know, be able to live off the land as a bit of a challenge living there. The next thing we need is swimmable areas, because obviously a lot of the future worlds have been updated with swimmable areas, but it's something that's been left out in the earlier worlds, specifically Granite Falls. We need swimmable areas in the game. I would also like to see a brand new activity relating to something like either kayaking or canoeing, because activities are something that's lacking in this pack, even though it's a whole pack about going outdoor and doing outdoor activities. There's literally no outdoor activities. So that is one activity I would like. I would also like to see rock climbing. It's something that we have in the fitness stuff pack and something that we have in Snowy Escape. So I would also like to see implemented in a brand new area in Granite Falls. I would also like to see hiking trails integrated as with the Snowy Escape pack. The reason why I think it could work is, do you know what, for a refresh, do you know what I mean? They probably don't have as much as a budget for a refresh because a lot of people have already bought it. So to reuse a gameplay aspect from Snowy Escape, I honestly think is completely fine. I know Simmers would complain about it. They're just reusing Snowy Escape stuff, blah, blah, blah. I don't think it's a problem to have hiking trails specific to Outdoor Retreat. I really do not, because it is a whole pack about going outdoors and hiking, in my opinion anyway. The next thing I would love to see is kids camp and camps for teens. We all know gameplay is lacking for kids and teens. Luckily with high school years, we've got a bit more for teens, but I personally just found it a little bit too like modernized, and I would like to see more activity-based gameplay for kids and teens, and I just think camps would work so well, especially if you could have a custom camp. Like, imagine having band camp in Outdoor Retreat where they do musical activities, or like a military camp thing, or is that like low-key homophobia? I just think the idea of having your kids go to a play camp where they have to do different things and you control the kid, because in The Sims 4, everything is always from the perspective of a young adult. Even with the parenthood pack, you're looking at kids from the perspective of the adult. Whereas I would love if there was an Outdoor Retreat update to have camp for kids, where maybe you have a camp leader, but primarily you play as a child sim and interact with other child sims. I just think it would make so much sense. And the next thing, of course, is the herbalism skill and like collecting insects and herbs and things. Right now, when you collect them, you can make things. For example, you can make like creams which do things like replenish your hygiene need. You have things that give you moodlets, but let's be honest guys, I think we can all categorically say moodlets are like a dead thing in The Sims 4 now. They're just so like all over the place that moodlets are not something that you can really control that well anymore, and there's not really a reason to control them, and it's all just a wishy-washy mess. So I think the whole concept of moodlets in this pack needs to just go away, and they really need to update the herbalism recipe skill to create more recipes to do more fun things. But one very massive thing I would love to see is Bigfoot. We have had Bigfoot before. My favorite rendition of Bigfoot was in The Sims 2 when we had it in Bon Voyage. Right now in The Sims 4 we have the hermit who lives in the Granite Falls world. It's like a secret NPC that you have to get to in a special way. I would love it if this character was actually changed to Bigfoot. Obviously now we have the werewolf occult, so I think they could reuse some of the coding from that for Bigfoot. I just think it would make a lot more sense. I think it would be really, really funny. I think it would be a quirky addition. The Sims 4 is lacking quirky NPCs and it's lacking occults compared to previous Sims games, so I just think it would be a very fun addition. Get to Work is the next pack. Now, do I think an expansion pack would ever really get a refresh? I'm not too sure. I feel like it's something that's exclusive to game packs, or at least game packs and stuff packs, but I would like to dream. The reason why is firstly, Get to Work needs a retail overhaul, just like Dine Out. One thing I hate about Get to Work is that in order to buy something or to have a shop in general, you need a till. You need to have a front desk with a cash till on it, but the till serves literally no gameplay functions. The way your Sims buy things, they just swipe it and it automatically appears in their hand. Just to confirm, by the way, in The Sims 2, when they would buy something, they would actually put it in a shopping bag, walk over to the till, the cashier would serve them, and then they would go off on their way. They would also have shopping baskets as well. Like, it was just such a much better feature, and it honestly breaks my heart that in The Sims 4 they just didn't really bother with that. I just think it would make so much more sense to do it that way, and it would just make it like a much more rewarding experience, because right now when you have to buy things, they just pull out an iPad and you have to approach each individual customer, and it is such a bore. Like it's so annoying. I do think it should be streamlined to make it a lot more fun. I also find it very strange that, for example, if a Sims buys something, it won't show up in their household inventory or their personal inventory. In The Sims 2, by the way, it did show up in their inventory, whereas in The Sims 4 it didn't, because The Sims 4 is worse than The Sims 2 in that respect. So yeah, I do think, again, just with Dine Out, it needs a coding overhaul. It also needs bugs and fixes. There are a lot of bugs with the live careers, especially the scientist career. It is very frustrating, but all of them are buggy. I'm not going to go over specifics, but yeah, they are all very buggy and need a lot of overhauls. The next thing I want to see is extra lots. The world is tiny. We have 4 lots, and I know the world is technically supposed to be for retail lots only, which I completely understand. Like, I 100% get, but I would like the ability to have maybe just like one more lot in the world, just one, and I think it would make such a big difference. I would also like the ability to edit the career lots a lot easier, because in The Sims 4 high school years, you can completely edit the high school, so there's no reason why you can't really edit the, for example, hospital. I mean, you can do it with cheats, but I want the ability to do it without cheats, and I want it to be easily available and accessible to do, because now we know that we can do it with high school years, and if there was an overhaul to it, I would love the ability to do that, because The Sims 4 has always been about customization and making it your way. I would also like some more incentives to go shopping. One of the weird things about The Sims 4 is that you can basically plan your outfit from the wardrobe and have any outfit from Cass for free. In previous Sims games, by the way, you would actually have to go to the shop to buy more outfits. Your first outfit that you plan is like free, but then in order to get more outfits, you actually have to go to the shop and buy them. I honestly hate that in The Sims 4 it's like too easy from that perspective, and I would love the ability to only be able to unlock more outfits by actually going to the shop. And I think that would give you further incentive to go shopping, because in The Sims 4 Get to Work, although there's incentive to run your own business, there's no incentive to actually go shopping yourself, which is why I think the world is so underused, because why would I bother making my Sims go to a shop when I could just buy everything from the build buy catalog or get any outfit for free from Cass? Like, why would I go to the shop and buy it when I can get it for free from Cass? Do you know what I mean? One thing I love about the thrift store concept in high school years is that it has outfits you can only unlock from there, and I just think it needs to be overhauled for Get to Work too, to make it more fun from that perspective. And also for each shop to have a different theme depending on how luxurious the outfits are. I want every single outfit to have a specific price point. I know that's very ambitious. I don't know if the Sims team could ever be that ambitious with the game, but we all know The Sims 4 is not really an ambitious game. But I would love to have all different outfits categorized surprised by their price points, and yeah, but that's not going to happen, but I would love for it to happen in a refresh. The next thing we need is more incentive to go to the different lots that come with the game. So obviously we have the detective lots, we have the scientist lot, and we have the hospital lots. I want the ability, firstly, to have burglars in the game. Seeming this role comes with a detective career, I would love the ability to actually find a burglar and maybe arrest them, or even have a burglar come into your house. We all know the iconic Sims burglar has been like an iconic thing of every single Sims game but The Sims 4. It honestly makes me rage that we don't have the iconic Sims burglar. It's been something that's requested ever since the game has come out, yet we haven't got it. I know we've got it as a mod, so the Sims team should be able to do it if a modder can do it. Having that tie into the detective career and having a burglar actually be arrested and things just makes so much sense to me. So I don't know why we don't have it yet. The next thing that I would like to do is go to the doctor when you're sick. Obviously in The Sims 4 you can get sick, especially with some packs, for example like Jungle Adventure, you can get like sick from that. So it just makes a lot of sense to me that you should be able to go to hospital more. Obviously we can go to hospital if you're pregnant, but that's basically the only thing. I would like to have more incentives to go to hospital for different reasons. Are there any other packs that you think need a refresh? Let me know down below, and of course make sure you check out the next video here. Thank you so much for watching this, and I also hope EA are watching this so that they can make a change. See you in the next one.